Welcome to Around Town, featuring what's happening here in the greater Concord area. I'm your host, Dick Patten. It's a pleasure to welcome you back as we're now in the month of April and supposedly spring, but we've had a snowstorm, we've had rain, we've had you name it, and hopefully with Easter coming and Passover, we'll get some decent weather. But the Red Sox have started, as well as the Revolution down at Foxborough, and the Michigan Wolverines have started the baseball season, and their softball. So I guess we're on our way in the spring season. I am very pleased today to have as my guest Staff Sergeant Ryan LePointe, who is here with us. And I saw him recently on another station talking about an event or a project that you're involved in, and I thought this was pretty interesting, so I immediately went and looked him up, and I said, I gotta get him to come up here. So welcome to Concord, welcome to Around Town, and so what's going on? You got something, you've been over in Iraq, I just heard you were talking about.
Yeah, thanks for having me, first of all.
Oh, I think it's wonderful.
It's awesome to be here. I did do a deployment to Iraq. It was Baghdad with the 1st Battalion 26th Infantry Regiment out of Schweinfurt, Germany. I was there for 15 months from August 2006 to October 2007. We were the hardest hit unit for the history of the whole war, and that was my first deployment. I also did a deployment to Wardak, Afghanistan in 2013. I was an infantry squad leader for that one. So I was with the 3rd Battalion, 15th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division out of Fort Stewart, Georgia. So, and now I'm an Army Reserve Career Counselor. I did 10 years active duty with the infantry, and now I'm an Army Reserve Career Counselor. I'm waiting on orders to go active Guard Reserves so I can do the rest of my time to meet my retirement requirements.
Okay. You don't look that old, though. My goodness, how old are you?
I'm 32 right now.
Gosh, you don't look that old.
So,
about 28.
I eat pretty healthy, exercise regularly.
Yeah,
and,
no, that's good.
So, I try to stay fit,
So the people I didn't want to get into this, but do these people in these countries really enjoy seeing Americans there?
I think some do.
I mean, did you encounter any civilians who just said, get out of here, go home? Were they glad to see you, welcomed you in?
There were plenty that really enjoyed us, and then there were others that didn't want to listen to anything we had to say, and they believed whatever they saw on TV. So it sounds familiar. And
do they speak English, or are they all mostly French? Or
a lot of them speak English, especially since the American president has been there for so long. Now they start to pick up things, and a lot of them know English. They're pretty smart. So, and as far as what they usually speak, in Baghdad, they would speak their dialect of Arabic, which is Iraqi Arabic, and there's different areas that speak different things. Like the Kurdish might speak their different Arabic language, but in Afghanistan, the area that I was, they were speaking Pashtun, which is a completely different ethnicity. There's so many different ones in Afghanistan. So they're just like the United States, multi.
But these countries must be so shut up, though. I mean, my goodness, all the bombings they've had.
It's horrible. It's been going on since a long time, and for Afghanistan, it's been nonstop for a long time.
Yeah, because before we went in there, they had Russia in there, or the Soviets, Union,
the British.
The British were there too.
There's always been an invading force going into Afghanistan for as long as anyone can remember, and the only times that wasn't going on with invaders, just warlords fighting each other. So they're a very different type of human beings, and it's hard to get Western influence over there to that side to get them to think in different ways. So I try not to get too crazy into their politics, but as a ground soldier, seeing what their culture was like and understanding them, I can sympathize with a lot of things that's going on over there. But at the same time, there's values that shouldn't be going on, things that are going on in the Middle East that shouldn't be at all going on. Like decapitations.
Huh?
Decapitations.
Oh, God. I know when they did that. Let's see, was that in Iraq or was that Afghanistan? That went to the newspaper reporter from here.
I think it might have
Foley
been
was his name, I think.
Syria a little while ago
Yes.
with ISIS or ISIL.
Yes. Remember,
So-
because he was a newspaper reporter from here.
So it's just horrible to me, you know.
I don't see how anybody, I can't help it, I don't see how anybody in their right mind would stand there and just, that's, I don't know, that's not even human.
Yeah, I'm not in any way anti-Muslim or anything, but I'm not that religious myself
No.
in the first place.
No, it's fine.
But I can sympathize with the ones that want to say it's peaceful, but there's a lot of anger that's involved with what they're doing a lot of the time. So not all of them, but the ones that are doing horrible things, you don't really see that in other religions. But that's just an
No.
outsider looking in.
Now, looking at you personally, are you married and got kids or no?
I am married right now. We're having our wedding ceremony this year, our 1
So
year
you're
anniversary.
Oh, okay.
So we're actually married. Her name's Amanda LePointe, and my daughter I have is from my previous marriage. She lives in another country. I'll just say right now. I wouldn't want to put her in any danger, and then she'll be moving back this summer.
How old is she?
She's 7. So Marlo is her name.
Oh, good for you. I don't know. I can't imagine what the kids in these countries must think.
It seems really bad in Syria right now, I would say.
Yeah.
That seems like, especially Aleppo, that whole area
I
is
know.
just, it's horrible what's happening to those people. I think, the people who ran away to flee to other countries, I can sympathize with them, but in a way, you're supposed to stay and try to take back everything that's right. Even if you have to take up arms against whatever it is that's going against you, ISIS to be the number one horrible thing in my book.
Now, isn't it interesting how that's been the main thing? What happened to the Taliban? You don't hear nothing about them.
Well, they're still operating. They actually were fighting against ISIS or ISIL, whichever group,
Really?
Islamic State. Yeah, they were, because they have different fundamentals, So they were trying to push them in Afghanistan, but they're just not accepting it. So
Really?
yeah.
Then you got Hezbollah there.
Oh yeah,
another bunch over there.
all the other different organizations that
Yeah.
act violent in all sorts of different ways.
Yeah.
But it seems like after videos, posting up on the internet showing what Jewish soldiers are doing to those kids over there, I mean, it seems like both sides are just acting horrible.
I know myself. I've always have said if I was going to go out of the country to another tour or something, the only areas I'd want to visit, England is one, but I'd like to go to Rome to see the Vatican, obviously being Catholic. But I would also like to go to the Holy Land. And when I say that, I mean Bethlehem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have too much care about going to Jerusalem, but I would like to go to Bethlehem.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Christmas person, and I just would like to see all the area of Bethlehem. But
Do a pilgrimage.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't care about going to Jerusalem, only because I've heard so much about it, and it's like, okay, But anyway, but you were on TV talking about a project that you're doing. Now, refresh my memory on what that was.
It's the push-up or shut-up challenge.
That's it. Okay.
For veterans martial arts training.
Okay.
I go to veterans martial arts training every Tuesday night. I try to go. It's in Portsmouth. And it's a group of 3 gentlemen who are the senseis, the masters that teach, the black belts teaching everybody else. They're teaching American Ishinryu karate. And they'll teach any and all veterans. And it doesn't matter the level of any sort of mental or physical disability one might have. They can cater to them, and they travel all over the state, going to like reserve centers to teach reserve soldiers to do like a combatives class about how to disarm maybe weapons, knives, or also sometimes just doing an American Ishinryu karate class. Yeah. So I decided they came to me asking me if I'd like to be their fundraiser So I said, sure. And then I was trying to think of different fundraisers that I could do.
Yeah.
And last year and the year before, I worked for a company called Leaderboard Air Cannon, and they go to golf tournaments that are fundraisers. So I was kind of leaning that way, maybe trying to do like a golf tournament, since I already kind of worked in that business a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then I kind of realized that the people who are working at VMAT or running it don't know a whole lot of people in the golf game. So I was like, this is more of a physical fitness thing, so maybe I'll incorporate something military and physical fitness. So I started looking around at different like challenges, and I want to do a push-up one. So I went online and just put in push-up cadence or push-up test, and a recording just popped up. There's no video really to it, and it's just a recording that I found where it's 86 push-ups with a caller calling it, yeah, and it's in the cadence caller is saying down, up, 1. So the 86 are not fast at all, and it's not impossible. It's just extremely hard, which I figured would be a great way to, really help with funds going toward the nonprofit, instead of just giving away a ton of shirts, because something that's easy that everyone can do. So the first one we had was March 29th at the Zone Gym in Hampstead, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And there's a whole class of gymnasts that were working out in their little part of it's called the Phantom Zone, I think it's called. It has like different, there's like soccer fields on it, indoor soccer fields, a whole gymnast area, another dojo for a karate dojo, and then there's the Zone Gym in its corner. So we invited all the little girls to be the first ones to try it when we held our first one, and they didn't have to pay anything. So I think it was about like 40 or 50 little girls, and I think about 15 of them just made it all the way through. They weren't staying with the count or anything like that, which is what we require when you're doing the competition. But the ones that actually made it through the end of the recording, we decided we'd just give them a free push-up or shut-up shirt, just because it'd be nice.
So where does the shut-up come in now? Push-ups and shut-up. What is that?
No, it's just a saying.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Scott Lombardo, the founder of VMAT, he said, it was a quote, he said he likes to say, push out or shut up, meaning like put forth all the effort.
Yeah, yeah.
So I decided to take that and make it push up or shut up.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be clever.
Yeah. Jesus, I don't think I could do one push-up all alone in 86.
It's our next one. We're scheduling all over, southern New Hampshire. The next one's going to be at Pipe Dream Brewing in Londonderry, New Hampshire on April 29th at noon. It's $5 registration. If you pre-register there at Pipe Dream Brewing, they give you a free 12-ounce beer. So they got really good beer, really high ABV too. And they're veteran-owned, owned by John Young and another John, I can't remember his name. We're not really that acquainted. But
have you talked with any politicians or veterans?
Not really. I've sent emails before to my own, senators discussing different matters, VA or whatnot.
How about Representative Al Baldessaro?
Nope.
He's quite a go-getter.
Yeah.
He's a veteran, and I can't remember which complex he was in. I want to say Vietnam, but I don't know if that's the one or if he was in the Gulf War. But he's from Londonderry, that area down there, and he's very vocal about the veterans. Very vocal. I serve with him in the State House, but very passionate, very vocal. He was even very involved with Trump in his campaign about the veterans.
Mm-hmm.
So he might be a good one to talk to about it. Talk about this, fundraising to him, because he might be good to get the word out there and then hopefully maneuver him. But I'll be seeing him tomorrow, but the State House, so I'll mention it to him. And I'll give him your information. But he'd be one. I know the organization that I work with is Liberty House out in Manchester. That's a place for homeless vets. They might be interested, or they might have some people down there. That would be good for that.
Yeah.
But I know that in Concord we've got several organizations here.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Lloyd, who's with the VFW, he's a past state commander. He might be one to talk to about all this too.
Nice. We appreciate any and all help, so I'll definitely look into it. Right now we have, besides the next one scheduled, Portsmouth, May 20th. And then we have Laconia after that for Bike Week at another gym. That'll be CrossFit Juggernauts.
What's CrossFit Juggernaut?
It is a gym where they'll be hosting our push-up or shut-up challenge.
Yeah.
The one in Portsmouth is Seacoast. I can't remember the last name part of it. So they'll probably get mad about that.
They'll get over it. Huh. If you go up there to Laconia, so are you going up on Bike Week up to the Weirs?
I probably won't be actually. I host all of them right now. That's so far just hosted one, so it's not that big of a deal. But I'm hosting the next one, and I'm going to continue hosting them. But that one, I'll be at Best Warrior competition at Fort Bragg. So that'll be the day I'm getting back. So if I get back early, I'll be able to host it. If my flights take forever from North Carolina, then I won't be hosting it.
That's where that one is, Fort Bragg, right, North Carolina.
Yep. North Carolina, Fort Bragg. I came runner-up for my my division for the Best Warrior competition.
Did you?
Yeah.
Good for you.
So because I'm runner-up, I get to go on to the next level, but I'm just a sponsor and like an alternative in case if he gets hurt, then I have to take over.
I hate to put you on the spot, but I'm going to ask you a question.
I'm open to questions.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Well, good. With the new administration in right now, what are your thoughts? Good or bad?
I liked his first plan he put out, the 100-day plan. I went through it all, and I'd say about 95% of it I actually was all for, like term limits for Congress members. That's like my number one thing. If I could choose anything to be changed in the United States, it'd be term limits for Congress members. His plan seems really well how he has it portrayed. Certain cabinet members can't rerun and stuff like that for certain periods of time. They have to wait or to like rerun again. I don't know if it's all going to get approved, but I hope that one goes through. His tax cuts, what he has implemented, I don't think it was for this last one, but if you make under, I think it's $50,000 a year, you just don't pay taxes. So I know when I was making under $50,000, I just make over, enough over that now to not be in that group. But it can be a pain trying to, give away all that extra money every single paycheck. Yeah. I understand what it's used for, but it's still a pain when you're not making that much in the first place. So I think that'll be a good thing that he's doing. I can't remember off the top of my head all the other ones, but so far, besides the guy just putting on social media some stupid talk sometimes, he hasn't seemed to really been doing a bad job at all, in my opinion. But I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not watching him on the news every single day.
Well, he does. I will say one thing: he seems to be very supportive of the veterans.
Yes, he is.
And that, I think that's good. I worry that all this stuff about Russia being involved in the elections, I'm worried that I see too much of his family involved in everything. And that kind of makes me worried because I hate to see one family. I mean, I'm sure there's been other cases where there has been, or have been, but I remember the only one I can think of right offhand was when John F. Kennedy was in. His brother was Attorney General. But other than that, I don't remember any of his family else being in there. The same with Johnson, Ford, Nixon, right up through Carter. I don't know of any of them that were. Reagan, I don't think anybody was in his Bush. But every time I hear on TV Now he's got his son-in-law mixed in things there.
Mm.
Of course, the daughter's and got her little desk now in the White House. It's like, where's it going to stop? I understand the First Lady isn't taking too much of a role on, but, you know, I just worry because all it is money. Money, 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 money.
Yeah.
You know, that's what worries me. And they were saying that several of his cabinet choices there or whatever, they all top over $1 billion. Are they going to do something for the poor people? It's really tough there, Ryan, you know, and I hope for sake they do. But I think it's going to be very hard in 3 years or whatever to topple him. I just hope he doesn't become another another dictator.
Yeah.
And that's what people are worried about.
So, I think the dictatorship would have been even worse if Hillary Clinton had been involved.
Really?
Because in my opinion, it probably would have turned into more of an armed revolution by individuals who were more military-like, whether they've had the actual training or not. I don't want to say right-wing, but
Yeah.
seeming like that direction.
See, I'm a Democrat, and they classify me as a moderate Democrat because I am willing to sit and listen to both sides.
I'm just independent. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to be associated with those parties with what I consider evil stuff going on. And
I was hoping that Biden would have run, but now he's talking of running in 2020, but I don't know. We just got done the campaign. I'll tell you, I got sick of it.
So I hope both parties are actually abolished and they just get whole different parties, kind of like when the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists were disassociated and went away to create.
Well, the trouble is, Ryan, is so much money. A poor person can't run.
Yeah.
How can they afford to run when you've got somebody like Trump, or even down to the state level?
I don't know, how much does Vermin Supreme have?
I mean, my gosh, huh?
Vermin Supreme, how much does he have in his bank account, you think?
Who?
He was the guy with the boot on his head who was running for president.
Well, you're laughing over him. What is it? What's your thoughts there, Mr. Director? What's his name?
Vermin Supreme.
Never heard of him.
No, he had an anti-zombie plan.
Brother.
He had a bunch of different plans. So
I shouldn't say nut, but another concerned whatever. But you know, I mean, back in the days of when Roosevelt, Truman, that area, Eisenhower, you know how it's changed. So I mean, it's one thing to be the president, governor, maybe U.S. senator, congressman, but now it's down to our levels. I couldn't afford some of this stuff. We get paid $100 a year as a state legislator.
yeah.
And they take taxes out of that. Can you imagine that? So I'm going to get a check for $75. And being in Concord, I get no mileage. But I enjoy doing it for the people.
Mm-hmm.
But no, no. On your but back to your event, your project. Well, how much you hoping to raise?
As much as I possibly can. I'm only holding one event per month until this November will be the last one.
So, but you're looking at how much you think you can. I mean, you're trying to raise 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, and where is this money going to go?
All to veterans martial arts training.
Martial arts.
Yep,
Okay.
they're the nonprofit who teach martial arts to these guys to just help them, and it really does help these guys. There's one individual. He's a Vietnam vet who had a stroke, and just seeing how they can work with him when he's having a hard time, it's amazing. So I just want to do better, be better, have a better veteran community, let everyone know that we're a family, and it's not just the ones who only served, it's the people who support it as well, the civilians who they do appreciate it, but they support us. So anytime we have that, I just want them to all know that we're all together. We can help out, and especially us career counselors in the Army Reserve. We can help these guys out fantastically. We can bring them back in if they're still technically on a inactive status. Even if they're not and they want to come back, we can put them or bring them to a recruiter to get them the job that they want to do if they qualify for it. sometimes people get bad disconduct charges. So, but we're there to help them out. We can get their paperwork for them if they can't find their DD-214, which a lot of guys lose, and especially the ones that go homeless. You know, if they are homeless, we can guide them in the right direction of finding a place to stay and help them get back on their feet, like out in Lee, New Hampshire. And we're just here to make each other better.
Was New Hampshire your home?
It was. I was an Army brat. My parents, though, they met in Chester County in Keene. My father went to Keene. My mother went to Monadnock. So we wound up, once they were done with the military, we moved back to where they were from. Mm-hmm. So I grew up in Swansea, New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good. Well, I can tell you now, what gets me, though, is on Memorial Day when we have parades and stuff. Mm-hmm. You don't see any veterans out. Where are they? Now, I know World War II is basically gone. Mm-hmm. Korea is basically up there now. But Vietnam, they used to march. You don't see them. Gulf War, any of those now.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. They don't want to march. And, you know, and there we are trying to support them, but, you know, have you watched in parades at all for Memorial Day?
I usually don't. You know, my daughter's birthday is Veterans Day for that one, so
that's different.
I try to make it more about her birthday than Veterans Day. Yeah, like a lot of guys will try to go out and get their free meal or whatever it might be somewhere. You know, I'm not really trying to do that. And then on Memorial Day, you know, I'll put out the please remember these people. I might even, you know, share the fact that who some of them were, what they did. We had Ross McGinnis. He was a Medal of Honor recipient. He was in my company, or not my company, my battalion, the one that we deployed together in Baghdad, Iraq. So
when's your wedding day?
It is August 12th.
Okay.
Black Bear Vineyard, over in Salisbury.
Salisbury, New Hampshire?
Yep.
That's where my relatives are.
So it should be good.
I've heard of that up there.
Yeah, they don't really put out their stuff too much. It's kind of just like a
what
family.
road's that on?
I can't remember the name of the road.
I had relatives up there. My grandmother had a farm up there. I never heard of that. Black
Bear Vineyard.
Yeah, ask her. Well, like I'm thinking of is that I do a parade in November, a Christmas parade, and usually it's before Thanksgiving. What I usually do with the 1st Division is totally military, and I'm thinking of having you as our Grand Marshal for that. On a Saturday morning at 9:30. So.
What day is this?
Be on November the 18th this year.
November 18th.
Yeah.
I'll have to check my calendar, but I'm sure we can probably take a look at it.
I would love to have you as our Grand Master for that division because, you know, we could dedicate that division too because...
I just, you know, offered my expertise to the Boy Scouts of America just the other day, so I'll probably be teaching them map reading and land nav. You know, I do a whole lot of, I used to be an infantryman, so I do more than just fundraisers. You know, if people are interested in learning map reading and land nav, like those kind of organizations, Boys and Girls Club or the Boy Scouts, they should be coming over to do a, you know, class sometime soon. But just always trying to give back to the community.
Wonderful. Oh, good. Well, as you heard my ding-a-ling going off, that means the show's done, but I'm really happy that you came up, willing to come up and beyond.
No problem. I appreciate it.
I'll get you back on again if you've got some more times you want to, you know, spread the word. So
sure.
I'm just glad you didn't ask me to do a push-up. I never got down there.
So
maybe Smarty over there could. He's laughing like crazy, but I was never good in gym because I had a major stroke in 2007, but all on my right side. But anyhow, well, thanks again, Ryan, for coming on, and we'll be in touch and get your word out there, and hopefully things will work out for you.
Thank you very much.
Well, good.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. We've been talking with Staff Sergeant Ryan LePointe from the military in his push-up, shut-up program, martial arts, and we have his information, and we'll get it to you if you wish to find out how to get a hold of him. And with that in mind, thank you to Ian Marx, my director, and we'll see you soon all around town.